Okay, so this is a video diary for Sunday the 4th of Feb. Yes, I've missed a few days in a year in a motorhome. I've been feeling pretty down actually. I had some bad news about income, um, which I won't go into all of the detail, but it's not good. In terms of consultancy work. And yeah, I mean that's sort of something for maybe for a separate podcast, because this one's about living in a motorhome. But that said, I sort of one of the first things I did is obviously just to double check all of my overheads, and it's quite shocking how expensive it is to live in a motorhome without a mortgage, without council tax. Yeah, it's obviously not as much as living in a house, and my sort of utilities like energy costs include being able to travel around. But yeah, I'll maybe do a sort of a separate video looking at costs to live in a motorhome. I was pretty shocked to be honest. Now the thing is, a chunk of my costs do come through food, because I definitely see, like, I love food, and I see food as health insurance. If I eat good, very good quality, ideally always organic food, I'm going to avoid toxins. I'm going to give myself the most nutritious food that my body needs. So that is actually a chunk of the cost, and I wouldn't stop that. But it's interesting because there's yeah, it is similar to a house ultimately. So what do I have? Household insurance or built property insurance? I've got motorhome insurance. You got gas and electric. Well, I basically have gas and diesel. Luckily, my electricity is sorted from the sun, but and I use very little gas because we just cook on gas, and then the fridge runs on gas. Um, Heating is done through diesel, through the diesel heater, and then travelling around is done through diesel as well. We obviously aim to keep that to a minimum because of pollution and also cost. And so yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think I will do. I will do a how-to looking at the costs of living in a motorhome, because I will only pay to stay at a campsite for a special occasion or whenever we need to empty the toilet. So that's roughly every 2 weeks. What we have done today, actually, for the first time in a long time, is fill up the onboard water tank with water, which is so cool. This is definitely one of the reasons to live in a motorhome, to see and appreciate the value in what many people, including me, take for granted in a house or a building, where you go to the tap and turn on the tap and there's water. Here it's not that simple, and I don't want it to be that simple. Like, we've been using the Lifesaver jerry can, we've been getting wild water. That's great for all the reasons. That's great, but it is pretty cool to be able to turn on the tap and have water come out of the water pump. So that's awesome. But we still will value it and only use exactly what we need. The reason we've done that is because I looked ahead, and for the next week, the temperature is going to be a bit warmer. So yeah, looking at the temperature here, at the moment we're 12 degrees C. Monday is 10 to 12. Tuesday is 4 to 13. Wednesday is 4 to 8. Thursday is 7 to 10. So it is ultimately a bit warmer. if we were going to have a cold spell, I would have to consider what I do with the water, because I can't afford for the water to freeze. So I probably would do something like leave the heating on very low, which I actually would need to do anyway because of the leisure battery. But I just need to wing it. But at the moment, we've refilled the Lifesaver jerry can. We've got onboard water, and we're staying put at the plot that I'm staying at. We're staying put here until Wednesday, so it's Sunday at the moment. We're going to stay put until Wednesday, and actually we're also going to try getting the bus into Pershore, so Arthur can go to school and I can go into the office, and we'll get the bus back from Pershore as well. So it's about a 10-minute walk to the bus stop. It's not very long. I forget exactly the times getting into Pershore, so ultimately not too long to do that. So that's pretty cool.
It's like a 5-minute walk.
It's not a 5-minute walk. It's a 10 to 15-minute walk.
It looks like a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. And the thing I love about that is we're not burning diesel taking the motorhome. We're also saving mileage on the motorhome. Every bit of use of the motorhome puts mileage on all the different parts and mechanics which need changing. So that's great. There's no pollution. That bus is running anyway, if we're on it or not. So we're actually not adding any pollution. We are contributing to the local economy because we'll pay for a bus fare. So that's all good. All I have to do there is actually change my lifestyle again. It's about adapting my lifestyle. Normally, the sort of schedule, my routine would be, we would drive to Pershore. We'd park up, go to the park. Arthur would go to school. I would go to the office, have my morning meeting, go to the gym, go back to the motorhome, hang out my wet towel and swimming shorts, have lunch, go back to the office. I'm not going to have the motorhome around me tomorrow, so I'm thinking ahead. So we basically cooked a pasta, chorizo and pesto dinner, and I just
It was
thought...
absolutely delicious. I wanted thirds, but then we ran out.
Arthur wanted thirds. That's awesome. So I cooked...
I want fifths.
Nice. I cooked more than we needed, so I can take some pasta for lunch. And just thinking ahead, in case I get peckish, in case that's not enough, I've also got a tub of oats, just good sort of filling food. Ultimately, so the aim is, especially with my income dropping significantly for the time being, I need to really avoid eating out. So yeah, so we're gonna. So tomorrow's about trying the bus.
Except if I buy it on my credit card.
Yeah. Yeah, Arthur's very, very kindly been treating us, but money is easy to spend. But that's the whole point in having a bank account.
It is very easy to spend.
Yeah, that's the whole point in having a bank account, to learn all financial responsibility. So that's all good. So that can be a shout out to Starling. They do. They're a good ethical bank, and they do a free child's bank account, which is really cool. So you can take money out of a cash point. You get an actual debit card. You can pay stuff on contactless. You get an app where you can see transactions. So it's really good for teaching financial responsibility. But Arthur and I also talk a lot about online safety, data protection, all this sort of stuff. So what else? Yeah, I haven't done a video diary for a few days because I was feeling pretty low. So maybe as I basically got lots of ideas that I had as ideas in the run up to kind of predicting that I might be in this situation. Ultimately needing to rethink my income, but I'm going to use this week to refine those ideas, and then maybe I'll sort of explain what I'm going with that, because it is a consideration around my lifestyle with the motorhome. I would love to be able to do more of this lifestyle. I'd love for my lifestyle to help inspire others and to help me generate some income to do more of this lifestyle to help more people by being able to commit to producing more content, more how-tos, all that sort of stuff. There's already brilliant companies that I buy from and products that I use that I love, that I can also tell others about to help other people interested in this sort of lifestyle, or even just other people that are interested in eating healthier and avoiding toxins and all that sort of stuff. So so kind of typical influencer type approach. Would love to do that, but I absolutely don't want to be somebody that is just there to take money to promote a product that they never use. I would definitely want to be seen more as an ambassador rather than an influencer. I'd rather inspire than influence, basically. So I think that's probably it for now. We basically have so I've also been practicing my piano so pretty impressed. So that's
There's a very freaky voice thing.
yeah. So that's sort of a good example of products that I personally use and could recommend for this lifestyle. So the Roland Go piano, at the moment just running off batteries, and but it uses very little electricity. When I did try plugging it in and use the Renogy app,
The Renogy?
yeah, to check the battery usage. So that's all good.
So it says, so it's Renogy, not energy.
Yeah. And then I think that's probably it for now, to be honest. I've left the blinds open tonight. I will shut them in a minute because I do like putting the blinds down just to have an extra layer of kind of a bit like double glazing. It's already got double glazing with plastic, obviously, but having the blinds down definitely helped to keep a bit of the heat in as well. But it's pitch black, as you can see outside. It is 7:30. It's not really getting much lighter in the evenings, although obviously every day is lighter a tiny bit earlier and darker a tiny bit later. So that's all good. Arthur and I, to say thank you for the person that owns this plot for letting us stay here. We have done a bit of outdoor manual labour.
Which I love.
So we've
I was
been,
just basically hacking at sticks with the axe.
yeah. So we've been
I
clearing
love
some
that.
wood, piling up wood, ready to have a fire. Unfortunately, yes, we do need to do that because the plot was mightily overgrown. So it's absolutely amazing what he's done within a year. So we're hoping to help out and get involved in a bit of that as well. So that's it for now. Check back for the next one.